Hello and welcome to Friday Flowers. Today we're going to do a flower called TootRZ. So I'm not going to draw a frame right off. I need a lot of room for the flower, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to draw a very small stem, so 2 parallel lines like that. And then I'm going to draw around the stem and color in on the sides. Okay, makes that little hole thing. That's so cute. So now we're going to aura around. Okay, and then we're going to make another aura that's going to be a little bit bigger. So, but just like the space between here is thinner than the space between here, we're going to try to do that with that aura too. Okay, it's okay that it's a little wonky. And then I'm going to make 2 bulbous C shapes, backward C shapes that go on top of this. So I don't want it to be too much bigger than these. As in width. It's okay if they're taller. All right. And the next thing that we do is we're going to make a little flame shape. Like that. And then we're going to aura that little flame shape. Okay. Now in the step outs, they have like little fescues that kind of come off of the top. I don't want to do that on this one, so I'm just going to leave those off. Going to put an orb in here. Okay. All right, now let's decorate this because that's really the fun part of this tangle. Make some parallel lines. Alrighty. And then I want to make a highlight. And so to do that, I want to do jagged lines. And so I use my smaller pen when I'm making those because I feel like it makes a better jagged line than my O1s. They've been really juicy lately. Alrighty. And now we're going to fill this one with some loops, arcs. I'm not really sure what they're called. Alrighty. And we're going to put the orb inside of them. And then So just like we mimicked these orbs here with that one up there, we're going to do the same kind of similar thing over here. Okay, but we want this to look like a little more rounded. And so the way we do that is we'll make a curved line and then we'll make another, but it'll be closer together here at the bottom than it is at the top. So kind of like that. Okay, and I'm just going to go around and make those lines first. They don't exactly touch, but it's okay if they do. And then we're going to put in those highlights down here too. It's hard to get that jagged look in these really small spaces, but just do your best. All right, now let's do our last step. The last step puts two parallel arc lines connecting these. So those are kind of cute, They're very tiny. So that is basically how you do TootRZ. It's a very whimsical flower with a lot of different ways that it can go and a lot of different changes that you can make if you want. So let's do the shading. I'm going to shade a little bit up here. And then I want to leave a space, but I'm going to put some down here as well. So just at the top and the bottom, because I think that looks kind of neat. So, and then what I want to do is kind of highlight these curves right here. I'm going to put a very thin line of pencil there. And then I'm going to put a very thin line here as well. I'm just gonna smooth that out and then use what's on my tortilla to kind of come up here and do the same thing. And now I'm gonna spread this out as well. And then I'm gonna use what's left of my tortilla to go in the middle. All right. I want to highlight these curves as well with just a little tiny bit. I like it to be darker on the side than it is in the middle. So I'm just going to darken that a little bit. And then for these little things, I think what I'm going to do is just put a tiny bit of pencil in the middle of each. And this is the sharpest tortilla that I have, so I'm going to try to get in there and just spread those out a tiny bit without going too much over the line. It's really hard to do is not get it over the line, but it's okay. You can always erase that bit. So now let's stick our frame in, shall we? I'm going to use my 05. Well, first I'll use my pencil to kind of draw one in. I'm gonna skip my stem there. Alrighty. So I'm just gonna follow that line. And there we go. And there is our TootRZ.